Hello everybody, it's me, Sweet Little Sonic. Today is September 13th, 2023. It is now officially 2 months since Sonic Prime Season 2 has premiered. I'm still having a hard time trying to recover, but I'm feeling a bit better now. Though I'm still feeling a bit better, or whatever. So, this video it was recorded back on September 11th of 2023, 2 weeks before my anniversary. We only have 10 more. We've got about another 12 more days left until my third anniversary of Speedy Blitz Sonic. So today I'm gonna be for those of you guys, if some of you guys are wondering what are my predictions gonna be for Sonic Prime Season 3. Some people might be asking that, and well, I actually have quite a few ideas for quite a few predictions for what I want to see happen in Sonic Prime Season 3. So I guess I'll just cut my I have my predictions recorded up in my drafts, so I'm gonna drag myself down now, and well, I'll be right back. Today's date is September 2nd, 2023, and today I'm going to be going over my predictions for what I think could happen in Sonic Prime Season 3. As a Sonic cosplayer, I tend to know a bit, I tend to try to guess with a lot of stuff happening since that I'm a pretty big fan. As well, since that I've gotten 5 forms of Sonic the Hedgehog currently now. Normal, Super, Hyper, Dark, and Werehog. Still currently working on the last 2 from the storybooks, book games, but we'll get there later. So, starting off, I'm gonna be starting now. So I'm gonna start with the release date guesses. So the earliest that I think that Sonic Prime Season 3 would be December 14th, 2023. This is probably going to be the earliest guess that I would say. I don't know if Sega's going to do this, but if they do release one episode early, if they release one episode early, it would be on December 5th, since it's on a Tuesday, and all the Sonic Prime seasons have all been released on a Thursday. Sorry about the coughing. I don't know if there's something stuck in my throat or not. I don't know. So, the next guess that I would say, if Sonic Prime Season 3 isn't released in December, then it'll probably lead to my strike. It would be January 11th or January 18th. So, the first episode release would be on January 2nd or January 9th. 9th for the first episode. Some people say that it's going to happen either December or January, but I don't entirely know. So, with those out of the way, my final guess for Sonic Prime Season 3 would probably have to be February 15th, 2024. It's probably a big guess, but I have a feeling that that day is going to be the most likely because, because the second season dropped in July, and if we follow up, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, it would mark up to the 7-month gap. Because, there was a 7-month gap ever since the first season in December 15th of 2022. Drag that over to the second season, July 13th, 2023. And as well, the first episode of the second season was released early on July 4th, Independence Day, 2023. Now, with the release date guesses out of the way, let me know what you guys think the release date guesses would be, what your release date guesses would be in the comments. As well, I found some on Instagram while I was searching around the internet, hoping to try to find some leaked info for Sonic Prime Season 3's release date or something. I heard from one person that says that January 17th, 2024 would be the release date of Sonic Prime Season 3, but I don't entirely know because, both Season 1 and Season 2 have been released on a Thursday, so I don't think it's going to release on a Wednesday. Probably not, but, this is just what of course. I have a feeling the most likely will be February 15, 2024, but I don't entirely know. Now, with that out of the way, let's guess on what's going to happen for Sonic Prime Season 3. So, it would most likely continue after 9 had betrayed Sonic and Shadow and just left with all the shards of the Grim, leaving Sonic and Shadow to rot in the remains of Green Hill. Well, of course, Shadow is pissed off and Sonic is sad. I mean, some people say that Sonic is crying, but I have no idea, because, I mean, before the scene just faded to black, he has hands over his eyes, so I feel like that it could just be Sonic feeling ashamed or something. But I mean, I also did a post on July 15th with recreating that. But so far, I have a few guesses on what I think that what could happen. That it could the first guess would probably be most likely is that Shadow would just beat the crap out of Sonic just like in Just like in the second season's first episode when he was trying to get the other tech to go for the shards on the Grim. But I mean, Shadow could not enter the Shadowverse because he doesn't have Prism energy in his body, and he ended up in the Void because he used Chaos Control to escape the blast of the Prism being blown apart. Or Sonic has Prism energy in his body because, of course, he collided with a Prism and it just exploded everywhere. Which, of course, explains the 5 shards. And the 5th shard is like a bit of a circular shape, so that must be where Sonic broke the Prism. Of course, dividing the 5 shadow spaces, we got No Place, New York, Boss Cage, Ghost Hill, and the Grim right in the middle. So, for what I think could possibly happen, I mean, as well with the fight thing happening, with Shadow being upset, that's just one of my guesses that could possibly happen with Shadow being pissed off at Sonic. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, he might take the pain, but I'm not entirely sure. My second guess is that that Shadow would just be pissed off and just ran at Sonic while he's crying, and as well hearing then randomly start to hear his friends' voices just saying negative comments, starting off with Shadow saying the last line before season 1 cut, which is, "Home doesn't exist anymore because of you." Sorry about that. So then, of course, it would be on to 9's last line before he left for the Grim. "The only person I can trust is myself." And then, of course, we'll go on to some other distorted versions of Sonic's friends saying negative comments of how 9 got away with all the shards, and then, of course, the real versions of Sonic's friends saying negative things about him, and then of course, it just leads on to overlaps of multiple other negative comments until that all the voices just say in his head that it's his fault that their home is gone, that he'll never get back or something. And then, of course, it would lead him to mentally snap and turn dark with the Prism energy going negative. I don't know if Sonic will go dark again, but I mean, it's just a cool idea that I thought of. I mean, if Sonic was to go dark in Sonic Prime Season 3, I mean, that would be pretty cool, though. But I don't know if that will happen. I mean, I wrote a fanfic of that on my Wattpad, which is in my link tree on my TikTok. You guys can be able to go find all the links and everything, but I don't know. I mean, it's just my guess, but I don't entirely know. Another guess would be that that it would just lead on to Shadow just being upset, being mad at Sonic until he notices that Sonic is crying. And of course, my final guess from reading something on fanfiction.net of somebody guessing of what they think might happen for Sonic Prime Season 3 would be Shadow about to rant, but then Sonic just goes upset and just says, then of course Sonic would just like mentally snap in sadness and just be like, "Chaos, damn it all!" My dad spoke, so I had to cut the footage. So yeah. Then of course it would just be on to Sonic just saying that it was all his fault, that he ruined everything, and then he just rips off the tech and gives it to Shadow so he could do it himself. But I honestly have no idea how Shadow would be able to get through the other shattered spaces without Prism energy in his body. I mean, he's able to get through Ghost Hill for some reason. Probably because it's what remains of Green Hill, their original home. But I mean, with the Grim being an abandoned wasteland with no other distorted versions of any of their friends, I mean, Shadow could be able to enter in there easily, but I don't know for sure, since that there's nothing in there except just it's like a desert with like just nothing but sand and rock and stone, like rock sticking out. I honestly have no idea. Anyways, that is my guess for what I think could happen for the start of the third season. But I mean, I don't entirely have a clue on what could happen. As I mean as well, while watching season 2, that there was damage done to Boss Cage Maze in No Place because of the Chaos Council in New York, that they were able to open giant portals as well with them with like randomly constructing buildings and everything. So yeah, that is a bit weird. Weird, yeah. Originally, I thought Sonic Prime Season 2 was going to end with the Paradox Prism being fully restored, Sonic getting restored, Sonic getting his friends back, and then of course it leads on to the Chaos Council taking the prism with them back to back over to the into the current Shadowverses or something. I honestly don't have a clue or something. I honestly don't have a clue. I mean, I honestly thought that Sonic was going to get his friends back at the end of season 2, and then of course would lead on to season 3, working with Sonic working alongside his real friends, his distorted versions, and Shadow to undo all the damage that the Chaos Council caused, killing 2 birds, 1 stone. But I mean, it's just my guess. This is some of my guesses. I honestly don't have a clue on what to expect. So yeah. So for what I think that the setting could mostly be, I honestly expect that that Sonic Prime Season 3 would mostly take place in the Grim, probably, because I mean, of course, that's where 9 left with the shards. Because I mean, he wanted to build a brand new world and live in it with Sonic, but he just wanted to go home. I mean, I honestly would see why 9 would betray him like that, because Sonic had forgotten. But I mean, from when I first watched the end, and I watched the ending for the first time, it just made me so upset that it almost killed my interest for Sonic's franchise. And of course, for those of you who have not seen my posts on TikTok, that if Sonic Prime Season 3 does not come out by the end of the year, that I, Speedy Lit Sonic, will quit it forever. Or at least until the end, or just temporary strike until Sonic Prime Season 3 does officially come out. So, yeah. I honestly have no clue, but I mean, I'm really hoping that the final season will release before the end of 2023, or at least 1 episode, so that way I can know that Sonic is going to be okay or something. I honestly don't have a clue, but I just really hope that the final season will come out early. Please, Sega, just release at least 1 episode early before the end of the year. I don't want to quit. I mean, as well, some people say that that 9 might possibly have a second thoughts. Like having a mental moment, like a breakdown after betraying Sonic, feeling like that feeling ashamed of what he had done, and that Sonic just wanted to get back home to his friends. I honestly have no clue on that. And so, yeah. So I'd probably guess that the final episode of Sonic Prime Season 3 would be like a big battle of with all of Sonic's distorted friends fighting off the Chaos Council, taking them down for good, and then of course Sonic being able to go home and restoring the Paradox Prism. So I guess I might as well say this out, because I had a dream about a potential Sonic Prime ending. That it could be the final of what I think could be the final episode. So my dream started out with Sonic and Shadow fully restoring the Paradox Prism while putting the Grim Shard Arden along with the other 4 shards, and then that restored everything. But then of course it went back to the moment after Sonic had broke the Paradox Prism, and then of course Amy, Tails, Knuckles, and Rouge would be on the ground. Eggman would also be knocked back in his mech, and then of course Sonic would be happy that they got their home back. But then, of course, they had to deal with Eggman, get rid of him. But then, well, some people said that that Sonic Prime was going to be something about with Sonic traveling through dimensions after his friends had left him out of anger or something. I don't entirely know, but I mean that was just like in the early development stages of some stuff. Because some people said that that those shadow spaces all were distorted versions of Sonic's friends, but of course Sonic wasn't there because he was dead. As the Sonic of that shadow space those shadow spaces was dead. I don't entirely know if it would be true, but I mean it would probably be something. I don't know. I mean, It's just from certain, like, I guess it's just from the old concept thing, so I guess I just decided to scrap some stuff. So it'd probably lead on to Sonic apologizing with going too quick, and then of course Sonic would feel sad that his friends are mad at him, and he would just leave, and then of course would just be on to Sonic just being alone, feeling upset about himself, and then of course Amy eventually comforts him in his time of need, and then I guess eventually Tails, Knuckles, and Rouge also join in or something. I don't know. But I mean, this is just some of my guesses for what I think could happen for Sonic Prime Season 3. So, yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know if I have any other predictions for Sonic Prime Season 3 or not. But, I mean, these are just some of my main guesses for the moment. But to be honest, I almost forgot. One other crucial thing is that I don't know what could possibly happen if Nine tried to restore the Prism and the Grim. That if he's trying to build his new world, it would not work, and the Prism would just blow up like with a Prism energy thing again. Then it would just it would be in of a denial thing, and that Nine cannot build a new world, not build the perfect world in the Grim, or it could or it might work or not the same way, or not the same way from the one prediction, but it would slowly start to tear apart the entire Shatterverse until there's nothing left. I don't entirely know, but I mean, it's just from I'm sorry for leaving that out. I guess my memory is not as strong at some points, but sometimes it's just like really good. I mean, I have ADHD and autism, so yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard to just stay still, but I mean, as well when making videos, it's just really tricky to stay still and everything, so yeah. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for my predictions and stuff, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna jump back over to the future, over to my future self, and well, yeah, because that's it, so yeah. Well, guys, that was all of my predictions for Sonic Prime Season 3. I feel like there could be more yet to come, but I don't entirely know yet. I mean, considering there were only 2 months ahead, I mean, yeah, 3 months later, we are going to be at our months later in 2 days. We will officially be at our passing point. At the first anniversary of Sonic Prime Season 1. I mean, Season 1's cliffhanger was okay, but Season 2's cliffhanger was enough to break me. But anyways, that is all I have for now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I upload a brand new video. I hope that you guys let me know what your predictions are in the comments below for Sonic Prime Season 3 if you have any. But yeah. So yeah, I guess this is it. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!